Coach, go back to last week, and you and I talked on the way over here. You guys just put, it seems like, everything together, but I think I was more impressed about the way you guys played defense that night.
Yeah, I think our defense did a really great job. I mean, like we said, their offense gets better and better each week, and, there were some players there that we really knew we had to focus on and shut down, and I felt like our line play stepped up. And we're getting a little bit better there each week, which is all we can ask of them, just a little bit of improvement each week. And I think as a team, it was a pretty good total team effort. I feel like Northeastern was prepared. I felt like they played hard. I think that we caught a couple breaks, and that put us in position to win the game.
And you talk about focus and one game at a time, and was your team about as focused as it possibly could be for a big game like that?
Yeah, I think as the week progressed, they got more and more focused. We're kind of loose on Monday and Tuesday, and then they tighten up on Wednesday and Thursday. But I could tell last week, Wednesday for sure, that they were ready to go. And I mean, we were hitting everything on stride, and we were catching everything we needed to catch and blocking well. And our scout team was doing a great job, too, of giving us a look. So I think that's a testament to the young guys who are really stepping up to help us. And I think that they're the key to us getting better each week. So the more they improve, the better. But I think focus-wise, I think we're about where we needed to be. We kind of going into the season, I think we got kind of burned there at Shenandoah, thinking ahead of ourselves, and we're not going to make that mistake anymore. And as a coach, I got to learn to loosen up a little bit too, and I think that's helped as well. I get a little nervous about certain games, and this was one that I was really nervous about, and I had to calm myself down, and I think that calmed them down. So thank goodness it worked.
Sometimes as a head coach, though, you have kind of a gut feeling, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And unfortunately, I get the same gut feeling every Sunday and Monday, no matter who we're playing. So hopefully, as the week progresses, I'll feel better about this week too.
Coach, I tell you, Mason had a great game. Owen had a great game. Not trying to single anybody out, but those two guys, just what a great 1-2 punch.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job, and a lot of that stemmed from the O-line getting things done up front, and which Northeastern has a solid defensive unit there, and like I said, Coach Oler does a great job there, and I think that they stepped up. We had a few sophomores that played for us on the O-line, and they really played well, and they did exactly what we asked of them. So they care a lot about each other, so they're trying to get better for each other.
You have to be, and we talked about this at the beginning of the year about your offensive line, and you had some concerns there, but it appears they really are starting to develop and come together as a unit. Yeah,
we're spending a little pre-practice time with each. All the coaches come out and work with the O-line because sometimes those guys get overlooked and you don't pay much attention to them, and we're making sure that we're giving them every bit of attention we can have, and they've really responded to it, and I think they feel more important to what we're trying to get done, and they realize how important they are, and so we spend a lot of time focusing on improving them, and they're doing a good job. We're almost too deep now at O-line, which is really a blessing, so we're working towards that level.
All right, Coach, here we go. Of course, it seems like I say this every week, another big game, but now Union County team is playing really well right now. You hear me talk to a couple of the players about how they throw the football, and I think they're the top throwing football team in the conference. Big matchup this week.
Yeah, it is, and we talk about their quarterback and their running back and the big receivers, but I'm really, the guys that stuck out on film to me were a couple of their linemen. They've got some big boys that run well, and they're really physical. I'm probably the most two physical linemen I know from what I've seen so far that I've seen this season. They're just big, strong kids, and they run well, and they get out in space and block well. Those are things that we have to really work on this week.
Preparing for a throwing team like that, how difficult is it?
Well, actually, that's kind of okay for us because our defense prepares against throwing team every day. So when they run against our team O, they see a lot of that stuff. So I think I'm not as much worried about that as worried about being able to get a rush on the quarterback and being able to do some things up front to get to put them in a bind. And if we can do that, I think we can maybe slow down their passing game.
Do you see some things in their defense that you might be able to exploit? I don't want to give anything away, but do you see some things there?
Well, if we do our job and handle our techniques, we can find a way to exploit something. But right now, it's kind of hard to tell. We see them on film against teams that don't always do what we do. So it's one of those things where you got to get a feel for it as you're going along and as the week progresses. And we'll see. I don't know.